Are you currently in your mid or late 20s and you're just dreading the fact that you're almost 30? Or are you currently 30 and you're really upset and confused and you just don't really know where your life is going? This video is for you.
Oh yeah.
I have to say, my biggest fear was turning 30. It literally scared the shit out of me. And I have to say that being in your 20s, those are your prime years. And I had so many goals for myself. I wanted to find the job of my dreams by the time I was 25. I thought I'd get married by the time I was 28. And I slowly started to realize that this stuff was never gonna happen. It was just expectations that I had on myself. When my mom was younger, she got married at 20. She had her first kid, my older sister. She was born, and my mom already had a developed life in her 20s. She did a lot that she wanted to do. And now we look at this time, and a lot has changed in all those years. And it's really hard to digest because we see ourselves and we want to be in a different place, and then we realize that we're not. By the time I was in my late 20s, I was like, wait, I don't want to be in my 30s. I'm not ready. And I think for me, it had to do with a lot of different things. I wanted to reach those goals, but I always felt that turning 30 was like a death sentence. I mean, I literally felt that when you're 30, you're old. The 20s is all about doing a lot of fun things, but there's also a lot of responsibility. And there's a lot of stress that we put on ourselves. And while all of this is happening, we're going to school. We're going for associates. We're going for a bachelor's or a master's degree. Or if you're not doing that, you're at a trade school or you're working different jobs and you're trying to get to the job of your dreams. You're just trying to make good income. And there's all of this is happening while you're in your prime, and you're like, wait, this is actually not as fun as I thought it would be. With everything I just said, there's also a lot of other things that happen. There's a lot of relationships that happen in your 20s, even before your 20s. And so by the time you get to your 30s, you realize that there are people that have either entered your life or exited your life. That's part of getting older. You learn a lot. You start to mature and you have more knowledge of how the world works, and that becomes a benefit for you in the future. As much as I can't accept the fact that I'm in my 30s, I have to say, for my first year being in this decade, I feel like there has been a lot of positive change. As I turned 30, I was able to start a new job, I entered a new relationship, I now work in the city. I'm doing things that I always wanted to do. I'm not fully there, but it's a gradual process. And I feel like at this point, I do feel at 30, I do feel a lot more accomplished than I was in my late 20s. So I do feel like there's been a lot of change, but it's crazy to think how much could change in a decade. When I was 20 years old, I wasn't even out. I didn't accept who I was. My sexuality was a big thing for me. I didn't come out till I was 21, 22 years old. So here I am 8-9 years later, and I'm out, and I'm proud of who I am, and that's a big accomplishment. Everybody has a different story. Everybody's at a different point in their life. And I think we all need to stop putting so much pressure on ourselves. It debilitates us, and it makes us fear the future. It makes us fear getting older. But with getting older, there's just so much to experience. I think there's so much more that I'm still gonna learn from now to even when I turn 40. I don't even want to think about that. If you're 30, welcome to the club. If you're not, it's gonna happen soon, and it's gonna hopefully be a great experience for you. But I'm just so glad that I'm able to talk about this and explain my story, because I think that all of us can take pieces of each other's story and relate to it, and I think that's the really cool part. So don't be afraid. Chat in the comments. Tell me what your story is. I would love to hear it, and again, it's always great talking to you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.
This is my life. This is my journey. Lights, camera, action.